Hi, I'm Dwayne from Surveillance Specialist Group. We can be located at www.ssgllc.org. This video, Mobile Surveillance 101, is being created for those of you who have taken an interest in private investigating and would like to know how to get started. One of the things that's going to be very important for you to have on your mobile surveillance is going to be very, very simple. Have a pen and a pad. Do not rely on electronic devices such as digital recorders for all your needs. You may have to draw a sketch. Your digital recorder may run out of memory or the batteries may fail. So always make sure that you have a pen and a pad in your car because it's very important to jot down times. The second thing, and this is very, very important, and that's why I'm covering it, is time. Time matters in surveillance and it matters in your notes. Your ability to record and document things will make you a superstar in the eyes of your employer and their client, because many of investigations have been ruined because someone failed to make sure that the time on their camera was correct. Maybe the investigator didn't synchronize his time in his vehicle with his watch or his camera. And remember, everything you do as a private investigator may one day wind up in court. So if you keep that in the back of your mind at all times and do things the right way, you won't run into issues. Follow processes and procedures, and if you stick to what you do, it will become inherent, it will become second nature, and you'll just do things naturally and you won't have to worry about little things that might trip up other investigators. And again, it'll make you look like a superstar. So let's talk camcorder choices. If you're going to do mobile surveillance, you're going to have some way of documenting what you see. When you're choosing a camcorder, the first feature that you want to look for is whether or not it has an audio input. Now, you'll never use audio on a mobile surveillance, and it's kind of ironic that you need to look for that feature, and here's why. Having the ability to plug something into the audio input of a camera blocks the internal microphone. Your videotape will have no audio. So you'll have just clean video, no sound, no engine noise, no distractions from you talking in the car, no radio noise from whoever you're doing the surveillance with. And that's very, very important because all of those things, should that tape ever go to court, can be used to distract the judge or the audience. And should you say something inappropriate, that would definitely can be used to hurt you or your client's case. So always make sure you block the audio. The second feature that I think is probably the most confusing feature for people when they go to purchase a camera is the lens. Now, being a private investigator doing mobile surveillance is a lot like being a military or a police sniper. You'll have to sit in strange locations, concealed, very, very quiet, very, very still, and very unpleasant situation sometimes. Hey, here in Florida, it's gotten to be 112 degrees in a car that I'm in with the windows rolled up, and I'm trying to videotape, wipe the sweat out of my eyes and everything else at the same time, and be as quiet as possible because there might be other people around the car. And in Florida, vehicles can heat up very, very quickly. So again, this is your sniper rifle. Instead of using bullets though, you're recording to some kind of medium. So in choosing your lens that you're going to zoom out and find that target, you want to make sure that you don't get confused by the camera's X rating. Okay? So think of that X rating and just cross it out because you're never going to use it. It's confusing because most people look at a camera and go, oh wow, that one has a 20x lens. Oh, that camera over there has a 200x. Some of those things are great in choosing a camera for a consumer, but as a professional, those things will not matter to you. What will matter to you is the millimeter rating on the front of the camera lens. The higher the millimeter, the ending resulting millimeter rating will result in how far you're going to be able to zoom out from your surveillance location to your subject. So this camera has a 61 millimeter lens, and it started off as a 6.1, so it's a 10x camera. So let's say if this camera had started off with a 10 millimeter and it was a 10x, then that would mean I would have a 100 millimeter lens that would give me the ability to zoom out further. The format of your camcorder is probably going to be the third most important choice in the camcorder you're going to choose. And actually, I'm doing these in numbers, but to me, they're all equally important across the board. So you want to keep that in mind when you're choosing a camcorder. You're kind of looking for everything that's cumulative, not one feature over another feature. Or if it has these features, then I'll settle. Try to find everything. It's going to be difficult because, again, they don't make cameras for private investigators. They make them for a broader consumer market. So the format that we use right now is Mini DV. And the reason why we use Mini DV is because it gives us the ability to retain that evidence in a file or in storage for our client. Many of the camcorders that you're going to see on today's markets are either SD, SDHC, or hard drive, or mini disc. Those cameras are not good, maybe with the exception of the mini disc, for your purposes, because electronic media is difficult to maintain. For example, if you had very important video that you had to maintain and you used a camera with a hard drive, well, the only way that you could legally and forensically retain an original copy of that hard drive would be to leave it untouched, take the whole entire camcorder and put it in storage, or remove the hard drive from that camcorder and put it in storage, which is not economically feasible. The fourth feature that you want to look for is its ability to record at night. This camera is a Canon HV30 and it has a great ability to record during the day. However, it's not that great at night. It has a night shot mode or a night mode. It's not that great. Basically what they do is they just slow down the shutter speed of the camera so much that it lets more light in. However, it makes the video very choppy. It's not very fluid. You get streaks of light if you move the camera around. It's very grainy. What I like to do is right now I use two separate cameras. I use this one for during the day. I have an old Sony that I use that I've modified for night, and I'll cover that in a future video, so please tune back in and I'll show you what I use with the night shot. So number 4 is ability to record at night, and you probably want to check the low lux rating on the camera also. 5th, and again, a very important feature, is the camera's ability to be used as a covert surveillance recording device. Now what that means is, if I'm doing a surveillance and I'm videotaping a subject, I would like to have the ability to quickly remove that camera from my tripod and place it into my undercover bag. And in this one here, I use a backpack with the camera hidden in the shoulder strap. And I like to have the ability to quickly open up my bag here, and I'm trying to hold this up so you can see it. And I have the power, which I use a stack of batteries for. We'll cover covert stuff later on. And I have the ability to just quickly plug in the camera, and then I can go in, change some settings, and now I can record the undercover camera and the strap right into my camera. And why that's important is 2 reasons. A, as a new investigator, you won't have a lot of money to invest in equipment, so you want to be able to keep your costs low and have a device that has dual purpose, okay? So make sure that it has the ability to record in. And don't take the person's word for it in the store. Go online, do some research,